to another brand new episode here on 1950's Farm. So what are we up to today? Well, today, as you know, last episode we got the farm built. Quite pleased with how that went, to be fair. We had a little disaster at the end of the video with the with the cattle feeder, but nothing too major. We just couldn't get that last bale to come off the machine. But as I say, a quick reload later, and everything was fine. But yeah, so I say we got the last episode. We got the farm built, got the cows added into the new dairy barn. So they're happy. I'm happy because obviously we've now got more cows, hence more milk. So you know, as a farmer, we can't grumble at more. Now then, why are you not filling up? Oh, it's because we've picked up snow, apparently. It's apparently because we picked up some snow, yes. So today, what we're going to be doing, as you can see, is manure spreading, and it appears that we've got to take it a little bit off the ground so that we don't get snow in the bucket. Because apparently you can't mix snow and manure, but of course if this was real life, snow would be piled upon that manure. Well, it might not be actually, because it might be warm enough in the pile to melt the snow, but you'd certainly, if you've got a bit of snow in the bucket, I don't think it would stop you loading manure. I wish it did sometimes when I worked on the farm, because so the second farm that I worked on had a nasty habit of storing. They had a 8,000 ton grain shed. Now with an 8,000 ton grain shed, you can get a lot of grain in it, and it ain't necessarily all the same grain. So it would be sort of divided up on a bit of paper, and then the people in the grain store that work the grain stores all the time, they would then sort of say, right, we're going to tip, you know, oilseed rape here, we're going to tip wheat here, barley here, oats here, whatever. And you'd think, okay, yeah, fine. Well, what would happen is that sometimes, now the people that worked in the grain store, it was kind of like their baby, if you know what I mean. They were very particular about where everything went, as they should be, and as is right, you know. Oh wait, we got some bags in here. I'm going to need to move them before we can spread manure. Oh yes, I didn't realise we'd still got bags in there. I thought I'd moved everything around. Those tractors are there for an actual reason. I've been trying out my elevators to make sure they work. Now unfortunately I couldn't get any old style elevators, so I've had to go for what Farming Sim offers, which is a bit unfortunate in one way, as in it doesn't really look all that great, because this is a 1950s farm, you know, 1953 farm, and they're probably, I don't know, 2018 were they made? I don't know when they would have been put into production, but they're certainly very modern anyway. But as I say, I didn't really have any choice. I've had to do it that way because I couldn't get any of the older elevators that I found to reach up there. You know, they all went about halfway up, so it wasn't no good. But yeah, so I bought that one, and then I bought this one just because it goes with that one. And I just thought, if you were gonna, you know, if the dairy was gonna buy two brand new elevators, you would buy it the same. You would buy the loading and unloading elevators from the same company. You'd get a bit of a discount. Everyone would be happy. So that's why I went for those two. But it's good in another way, because now that we've got this system for loading the grain, i.e., you know, sort of corn, soybeans, wheat, you know, whatever, I can now officially use what is more widespread back in 1950, which is a gravity wagon. So I've got a bit of history and a little bit of what I hope is interesting sort of history information of the gravity wagon, how and where it was first invented, you know, why it was first invented, and sort of stuff like that. So that is coming. That will come at harvest when we're using the actual gravity wagon. I have found one. I found a mod of um, the originally made gravity wagon. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a rough day today. Not that any of you care, but well, not that you don't care, but you know, not that it's any concern of you, you know, sort of yours, you know, but in fact that came out all wrong. But you know what I'm trying to say. So my heart is really playing up today, as in like really playing up, and when it happens, it makes me really, really tired. And not only that as well, it sort of kind of takes my ability to think and to sort of coherently put sentences together. Oh, do you know what I've done? I've taken, that was the sound of me slapping my head, by the way. I've taken the bloody the actual forklift thing off. I only want to take the bucket off. Yeah, so that's kind of what it does. It takes away my concentration. Takes away like it really is awful. And like I say, I didn't mean sort of kind of what I said, but my brain is just not functioning today, and I'm struggling. And as I say, so I'm literally just saying so that you think, Jesus, is he drunk today? No, he's not. He's really struggling. But you know, sort of the show must go on, and you know, you still have to keep recording and you know, sort of trying to live my. The problem is because you know, I rely so heavily on routine, and I rely on the same things at the same time every day. You know, even though I don't really sort of kind of in a way feel like it, you know, I just sort of want to lay down on my bed or you know, sort of whatever, and you know, just kind of suffer it out sort of thing. You know, I can't do that because that's not part of my normal day, and then that would then sort of kind of upset me mentally even more. So yeah, I thought I'd carry on regardless, but snow is coming again. It's amazing how well the ground, the snow rather, does cover the ground. It's as I say, it's quite hard to see the borders of things, which is obviously, you know, sort of quite realistic because that's how it would be in real life. I remember one year it's snowing and I was ploughing, and because I went and ploughed this field, did a wonderful job. The GPS did a wonderful job because I was told to use GPS, and I was told to use GPS because it was a field that was becoming potatoes, and the width of the plough was the same width as the power harrows, or it kept you in the same wheelings as the power harrows, the ridges and the planters. So when the land was coming potatoes, I had to use my GPS. But if the land was just coming wheat or barley or you know, something like that, then you know, that Adrian would say, "Oh, you can do it. You know, you can do it freehand today if you want to." You know, which I preferred. You know, the art of tractor driving is being able to drive from point A to point B in a completely straight line. You know, and I really, you know, sort of enjoyed the challenge. And of course, when you're using the GPS, you're not involved. You know, we had the so we had a combination GPS of John Deere, Starfire, and I can't for the life of me remember the other one. I think it was called Svegsteer or something like that. It was a Swedish company that had made it anyway, but that GPS was designed to turn you on the headlands, and so I had to, I was using that in conjunction with Starfire. Where the hell did that go? Alright, you can store seed in there. I thought that was just a bale store. Oh, well, you learn something every day, don't you? I genuinely thought that was just a bale store. Right, we'll go and get the other one then. And we'll leave that one in there for now. When we start getting bales and we start to need to fill it, we'll obviously take it out. But for today, that'll be fine. Yeah, so when I was using GPS, as I say, I wasn't really involved in the whole process of sort of driving a tractor. The tractor literally did everything itself. It's a bit, I guess the two together we used to say was, our autopilot. Because as I say, it would drive you down the field in a completely straight wall, don't go that way. Completely straight line. It would turn you at the ends. Your ends would be perfect. Some days I used to sort of think, I don't know why I don't just use this all the time, because I genuinely can't get my ends to look as good as that, and but it was part of the skill, and sometimes I would, get a perfectly square, nice, sort of end turning in or out, and I always felt dead proud, and I thought, yeah, I can do this, it's just practice and everything else, but we'll leave that there for now, because as I say, we're working just over here, but yeah, so that was sort of the way it was. But the original point I was going to make before I kind of explained why I'm a bit all over the place this morning was that we had this big grain store, and as I say, the grains would, they would tip, as I say, whatever crop, wherever, and what would happen is that the people that worked within the grain store would, keep that big store immaculate. They would have it divided up, brilliantly. Now, if for whatever reason one of us arable boys went in there and we were tipping grain and we were trying to get, especially if we were travelling a long way from the combines back to the farm, then we would literally just go in there and tip and wouldn't really give too much in the way of consideration of where we were tipping. And I was guilty of it the same as sort of kind of everyone else was guilty of it. This isn't going to work because I'm not going to be able to see where I'm due next. I need GPS. Can 1953 catch up with us? This isn't. I genuinely had visions of the manure spreader being able to melt the snow as I was putting it on, so therefore I would see. So we'll go around the headland. I mean, what we could do is we could set a couple of tractors off and cultivate this field, but I'm not going to. So, two things happened there that I wasn't aware that happened. The first thing was I was in the middle of chatting away, and I didn't realise that my screen capture had stopped recording. And the second thing was I was sort of chatting. Oh well, we can't actually see the manure in the snow, so therefore we're going to have to not do the manure job today. We're going to have to do it at another time. And literally as I was explaining this and sort of talking about other stuff, and I was sort of kind of carrying on about the grain store of when you come to load it, and because the crops had been sort of put in anyhow, Sometimes you would get a bit of oilseed rape in with some oats or whatever, and it was a bit of a sort of disaster, a bit of a catastrophe. But yeah, so I'm explaining all that, and I didn't realise that as I say, my screen capture had stopped recording. I don't know why, whether I caught the key or not, I don't know. But I've got it on a key combination so that if I catch one of the keys, the other key is the other side of the keyboard. So in theory, I shouldn't be able to catch it. Because I'd have to catch two keys perfectly, sort of thing. And I'm good, but I'm not that good. But anyway, we'll carry on. We'll persevere now that it's kind of come back. As I say, we'll put a nice thick dose on. We might well get some left over. Now, if we do, then obviously we've got the new cattle as well. So if we then get loads more manure, we can start putting manure on our grass. I said in a few episodes ago that as much as I want to do slurry, the slurry tanker that's available for 1950s holds 500. We'll do it in terms of farming simulator speak. It holds 500 litres, and with the size of these fields, it doesn't even it doesn't even get a quarter of the way down. I need to slow that down a little bit because that's shooting me offline when I turn round. But yeah, it doesn't even get me like a quarter of the way round, or a quarter of the way down the first breed, and then I'm having to go back, and it's about, for the field to my left, it's 15 fields per one side of, like, one breed of the field. So just going up, one way of the field is 15 15 fields, and A, would make a very painful video, and B, as much as I would like to do it, and as I've said before, I love sitting here doing these jobs, with the small equipment, the big fields, because I can sort of get in, I can get bedded down, and I can just get on with it, and listen to my radio, listen to my music, whatever, and I sort of really enjoy it. That I just don't have enough time to sit and do that. But I might do the grass fields because they are smaller than the crop fields. Certainly that one top left of the screen is smaller than the don't go in the wheat. It's smaller than the other one, but so I might do it because as I say, I know it's a realistic thing that was done back in the day. So yeah, I'll probably do it. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on with a little bit of time lapse. I'm going to finish manure spreading this field, then I'm going to plough it, and then we'll meet at the end. So I'll see you in a little bit. Bye for now. So there we go. I'm back again, and we have done not a bad job. So I got rather rather fortunate with the snow melting, because I genuinely did I kind of in my head I was sort of planning the episode, and I thought, well, it's snowy, but my plan was from the previous episode, I'll get the manure spread and get that done, get it ploughed, and then get it covered, and then with the cold weather, obviously it will help to break it down for the spring when we come to plant it. And I don't know whether obviously I automatically assumed, but I just thought the snow would take the manure would take the snow away, but as it was, that turned out not to be the case. But and as I say, I was kind of in the midst of explaining, well, actually, it's not a problem. We can there is other jobs that we can get on with. And then the snow disappeared, and I'm like, okay. So then I'm sort of kind of going, hey, we've just seen the snow disappear, and I happened to look up at my recording bar, and it was not there, and that's obviously I knew I wasn't recording. I was like, God's sake, why does this keep happening? So yeah, as you know, we've got it ploughed, we've got it manure spread, and we've got it ploughed. All we've got to do really is the excuse me, is the headlands now, so I can sort of get on with them. I'll do that off camera. As I say, I've got this one obviously to do, and then that one down there to do. But this is ploughed now, so that's pretty good. I still think I might use this side of the farm. I might kind of like in a way fence it off, and then use this as a sort of for the want of a better expression and use of word, a mucky area, so we can tip our manure, because I don't know whether you can tip. I don't know whether you can. No, it's this one. Whether I'd be able to put that down and then tip into it with a trailer, or whether it's got to pick up the the manure from the stand, because obviously that's what I don't want it to do, because the manure gathers in the corner anyway. So it's kind of like, well, I'd have to put it somewhere where it's not going to pick up the manure, or whether we just kind of, in a way, get a fence. For example, is that a fence? Yeah. And we sort of do like click there, go across there, and then come out there and have it in that fence area there. Whether to do that, but I think this will be the better area for the manure. We can't have it up there now because there's just not enough room for the amount of manure that we're obviously going to have. So everything looks ghostly white because of the snow, unfortunately. So if you're wondering why that and the combine look like that, it's because they were originally out in the snow, and when I moved them, it picked the colour up. But yeah, we can't have the manure here anymore. So I'm thinking if we have it over there, then it will probably be a much better place for it. But yeah, anyway, let's say we've got a bit done today. We've got what I wanted to get done today done, which is good. So we've got this ploughed, like I say, just got the headlands to finish, got it manured, and we'll be able to plant that in the spring, and then get the corn growing in here again. It's probably going to be the last year that this does grow corn, just for something a little bit different. As I say, like, whilst I am trying to keep it to real life, it is a computer game, and there is a little bit of kind of creative license and sort of mixing stuff up and trying to make a little bit of content at the same time. So we could put cotton or something in here, or it's just a small area. Or we could even have it, the same as whatever the field next door is. So that field at the moment is wheat. Um, so it could have been wheat this year, sort of thing. But as I say, I am sort of trying to keep it as close to how it was in real life. Although it doesn't look nothing the same. But the two cow stalls, the fields around the farm, the road that ran alongside and stuff like that is how it all is in real life. Harry's farm, sort of not too far away is again how it was in real life. And so I am trying to do that, but at the same time, as I say, there are limitations to what I can do, because it is a computer game. And I don't know why that elevator moves so much when you have nothing on it, because that was over that hole, and that's how much it's moved. I don't know why it does that. I think in the summertime, when we come to use it, we'll have a tractor on the end of it to try and hold it in place. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. So thanks ever so much for watching. I've really enjoyed having your company. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. It really does help me. And all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Bye for now.